So I've been with Hotel Indigo since 2016, 2018. The hotel was built in 2016.
Okay.
And then, so I don't know how they got installed.
So this was here when you showed up?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. So that one and the one in the back.
Yep.
So, and then the one in the back obviously is broken.
Right.
So
temporarily out of order.
That, yes.
Real quick, how temporary has that, how long has it been out of order?
Probably 8 months.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
Not so temporary, okay.
Yeah, not so much. So one thing that we did want to change is to have people kind of give it access, like a guest can use it for free, but then if anybody in the city comes, they have to pay for it.
Right.
Because a lot of times they're taken up by people in the city since we don't. And before that park was built,
yeah.
These were the only two.
Okay, yeah, because they were saying those were newer. And so last night when I pulled up, there was a Tesla here charging in the Tesla charger. I don't think they were guests because they put up sun shields and were sleeping in the car. So they need the charging, but, so I get that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's one of the big problems with them.
Okay. So what you want is the ability to control access and things like that.
Yes.
So the stations across the street, they're charge point stations the company I used to work for. They're one of an example of a network charger, meaning they can communicate, do the things you're talking about, like set different pricing, different access codes. So like hotel guests are user group A. Here's the Wi-Fi password. Go enter it.
Yeah.
It lets you do it. But someone outside who's like, are you a guest here? I'm not giving you the password. You got to pay the public rate.
Okay.
So that's possible, and you can generate revenue, free for guests, charge for general public, things like that.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah. Okay, let me ask you this. How much traffic or guest inquiries have you seen about charging in your 7 years here?
We have actually gotten a lot. So some people will even stay with us just because we have them. So,
Which is me.
Yeah, which is nice.
Yeah.
So these get a lot more traffic than the ones in the back. So, but we do have even people who want to take a walk. They'll be like, oh, I'll just charge my car and go take a walk.
Right,
you
yeah,
know?
it looks like a nice area to do that. And are you familiar with like the types of chargers for different cars and all that?
I am not, no.
Yeah.
I think I would be if I had one.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Because I forget who I checked in with last night. She was like, oh, so you can't use the Tesla one? So yeah, like Tesla always started as its own environment, and then everybody else was on this universal plug. And it's become a little confusing for everyone else, but in the industry we know, so Tesla has become now the standard. So all the cars are basically converting, either giving you an adapter for older cars to fit the Tesla plug, or they're going to start making cars brand new with everyone on that Tesla standard, which is called NACS, North American Charging Standard. I know, just boring stuff. And that's something I want to teach people to think about is when you call, it's like, what happens if they gave you just Tesla charger? Well, now you just alienated the guests who have the non-Tesla charger. And it just causes, I mean, I showed up last night, it's like, is it free? We don't know. So, because I think what I was gonna say is, do you know all the hotel sites that list like the EV charging amenity as a filter?
No.
So like hotels.com, maybe Expedia, or I don't know. I know hotels.com has it, I think maybe the website, Booking.
Yeah, they have it, yeah.
So like I looked ahead of this trip to like, okay, just quickly, what are the hotels? Show me only the ones with EV charging. So this one shows up.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So as a guest experience, it's kind of like you can either command and stronghold that entire market or just like let it go.
Right.
And so it's like if you have it, it's consistent. There's apps that let you check the real-time availability. So it's like, okay, I know it's working, because this is what they call non-networked, which is just like it's not connected to the internet or cellular.
So,
and so
nobody knows if it's available.
Yeah, so we know there's stations, but we don't know if it's out of order. People can leave reviews, and sometimes that doesn't get reflected on the hotel's review, but then you're getting dinged on the like apps for like, oh, the charging sucks and no one knows what they're doing there, that sort of thing. So it's like this planet that you don't know about, but it's happening, the conversation. So these are all the things I like to tell people. Like it's a little bit more of a cohesive picture versus just like there's a vending machine and it's out that way and it's a quarter. I don't know anything else about it.
Is electric vehicles kind of increasing? Like we'll see more of them, you think?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah. So I would say if you go back to like 11 years ago, oh my God, so brand like 3 cars maybe: Nissan Leaf, Chevy Volt, and the Tesla.
Yeah.
And now there's like 30 plus cars, probably closer, getting upwards to 50 now. So choice is there. I'm driving a truck. There's a guy, I think he's one of the college students across the street. He's driving a Chevy Bolt,
Okay.
And so I think people are finding, as the infrastructure's there, you know, they usually say, if you build it, they'll come. So if I feel safe that, you know, I tell people, like, you wouldn't buy a gas car if there wasn't a gas station everywhere. You wouldn't move to a city without gas stations and a gas car. Same thing is true for electric. Like, I will travel in it when there's charging stations.
Okay.
Yeah, y'all can stand out, and I think networked is the way to go, because now it's not just competition of having the charger, but then the best information. Oh, like, I know it's available. Oh, I know it's the fastest. Oh, someone left a review just last week, so I'm pretty confident it's working.
And on that, can you say, like, it is at a cost? It costs this much?
Yeah, let me actually show you. So I'll show you I use, for example, something called PlugShare as one. There's a lot of apps, but there's one called PlugShare. Planning trips like this require, like, cross-referencing multiple apps. But see, here's you, Hotel Indigo.
Okay.
You have 2 plugs that are this universal kind and 2 that are the Tesla kind. And so I say view chargers, non-networked, Tesla destination, but we don't, unknown, right? Like unknown status.
Like, we can't even put that it's not working, nothing like that.
Right. Payment may be required, which that's too vague, because, like, I didn't know. I had to call twice, and I probably annoyed the front desk. Parking is free, so we know that. But then you go to reviews. The last one was more than a year ago, and so it's like a Tesla ding, like, maybe can charge. Both parking spots near the service entrance, both were iced, poor placement of the destination charge. So, any idea what iced means? This one's a fun one.
When it's too cold?
Good, because y'all get cold weather. Internal combustion engine. So you're like iced, like a truck, F-250 or whatever, like a gas car parked, and they blocked somebody from access, so they were iced.
Okay.
So, you know, it's just signage helps. I don't know if there's signs, but I know the floor has, like, EV stencils or something.
Yeah.
So I think those sorts of bright things help elevate, like, yep, it's my spot, I get to charge. Anyone else, you might get towed, those sorts of things. We can have that longer conversation later, which is, what's the ROI, this and that. But I think for hotels, it's a given. It's like, you're bringing the guest in, they spend, they drink, they whatever. Like me, like, you're not making money off charging, but I, like, gave the nightly rate here versus the competitor.
Right, which is why we don't want to charge them, but these apartment kids, yes, I do.
Right, I get it.
Right.
Well, pleasure meeting you,
Yes,
Cassie.
you
Appreciate
too.
it. Thanks for
Yes.
chatting.